It's a blazing hot day here at Stafford, but the action on track perhaps even hotter. Double distance feature for the SK Light, and the biggest open mod event of the summer with 43 entries on the roster. We'd love to talk to them all, but at the very least we can talk to a few. Let's start with Kyle Rickey.
And Rob, will begin our tour through the pits with a driver that is very familiar to the Stafford Motor Speedway and NASCAR Cup Series star, Ryan Preece. You don't have to talk about the bubble today or points or anything, just back to your grassroots. You excited about being back here at Stafford? I know you've had some track time earlier today.
Yeah, I think I'd put in a full race earlier today. Yeah, don't have to talk about all those things, but still have to talk about, we got to make the race, right? There's 40 plus cars here. So it's nice to see a great car count, and yeah, hopefully we have the speed of what it takes.
How was the car earlier today? Not to give all the secrets away, but how was it to get back on a track that you probably know best?
No, I felt good. I mean, it was like riding a bike, so outside of that, I feel pretty good about the changes we made earlier, and, still trying to get the speed in it, but I feel pretty good about it.
You know this place well. It's about 110 degrees right now. Hopefully it'll cool off a little later on this evening. How do you think this track will change over the course of the next couple of hours? A
lot. This racetrack's super temperature sensitive, and even in practice, I was one side of the racetrack sitting in the baking sun and one side shaded. So you'd go into one corner and it would be great, and then you'd go into the other one and you'd be fighting a different balance. So I think having that experience and really working on it earlier, it kind of gives me a little bit of a head start. But yeah, she's not easy to get a hold of here.
Well, have fun back here tonight at a track there. You picked up an SK championship now more than a decade ago. I understand it's also somebody's birthday today.
It is my wife's birthday, and she's gonna, I don't know if she's coming tonight or not, but she is a saint. So happy birthday, and yeah, hopefully we can win.
Have fun out there tonight.
Thank you.
Ryan Preece back in the house here tonight at the Stafford Motor Speedway. Let's go to the other side of the pits and see who Rob's caught up with.
Kyle, I caught up with driver the number 79 Open Modified, John McKennedy. John, in the Monaco Modifieds, which this event, of course, is a part of, you have gone 4th, 3rd, 2nd for your last 3 finishes. Do you think the tread holds today, finally getting the first checkered?
That'd certainly be nice, right? We'll see what happens. It's going to be a really good race, a lot of great drivers here, great field, so see what happens, see how it all shakes out.
Your last win here came in 2017 with a few starts sprinkled in yearly since then. How has the track changed since your last win here? It was quite a while ago.
Yeah, it was. Like you said, probably, what was that, 6 years ago or so? I remember it pretty clearly. MTS race, I think 2 laps to go. We passed Ryan Preece for the lead. Pretty big win. Had some good success here. Just like I said, haven't raced here much over the last few years. Had some good top 5s, couple seconds. I personally don't think the track has changed much. It seems pretty much the same. Maybe lost a little bit of grip, but that could be the tires as well too. So overall, it's still Stafford. It drives about the same, and it's a tough little track.
Now you are leading the points coming into this event, which has grown quite massive with the entry list. Do you weigh a win here more in your mind than the points, or are you more focused on keeping it conservative and getting the car back here in one piece?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not really thinking much about the points. It's about halfway through the season. Anything can happen. I'm just going to go out there, do the best we can, try to drive a smart race, put the car in good position, hopefully have a good clean pit stop, and hopefully we'll be there at the end for a win.
Good luck out there, John.
Thank you.
John McKennedy looking for his first win in the 2025 Monaco Modified Series. Now Kyle's the driver looking for their first feature win in the SK Lights.
And Rob able to catch up with the driver currently 2nd in the championship standings for the SK Light Modifieds, Amanda West, only driver this year to finish in the top 10 in each and every race run thus far. Pretty good stat. I mean, without giving the secrets away, what's kind of been the secrets to the success this season for you and your 15 team?
No secrets. I mean, we've been fast every week, just, here and there, miss a little bit, with the tire game and all that, but ready for another 40 laps. I like the long distance, and hopefully it'll go a little bit better than last week. Last week we made some headway starting deeper in the field, but we're looking for better tonight.
You mentioned last week, and when running for a championship, sometimes it's about making the best of your bad nights. I know you had a tough time in the heat race last week. Well, kind of bring us through the emotions of last week and just, keeping yourself in a good frame of mind for 40 laps.
Yeah, I mean, like everybody says, you gotta just, keep the end goal in mind. Just, make sure you make the best of your bad nights, like you said. And last week, in the heat race was not our best. So, but we came back and we made a good night out of it. So that's what we're looking to do here every week. I mean, everyone kind of tells you, like you'll be right there at the end of the year if you're consistent and maintain those top 10 finishes. So obviously we're looking for wins and we're looking for, finishing the best here tonight especially. But we'll see what tonight brings.
Good luck here later tonight.
I'm excited. Thank you.
Amanda West looking for her first win of the 2025 season. Could come in the 40-lap King of the Crate here later tonight. Looking to maybe change that name to Queen of the Crate here in a couple of hours from now. Now let's go to the other side of the pits with Rob, with a driver that finished on the podium just last Friday.
Kyle, I'm here with SK Light driver and tonight Open Mod driver Nick Anglace. Somewhat of an elephant in the room, this Yukon sponsorship that you've quickly become synonymous with. Could you tell me how that all came about?
Yeah, absolutely. So it was originally supposed to be a NASCAR Xfinity Series deal, and that deal kind of just ended up falling through, and it just didn't seem right for our team. So we quickly became friends with everybody at Yukon, and I pride myself on spending people's money like I would spend my own money. So it didn't make sense to take their money, go run 35th just to say, hey, we ran the NASCAR Xfinity Series. Everyone knows us because we run pretty well in the SK Light stuff. We're trying to build our Open Modified program. So it just made sense where it's like, hey, we're less than a half hour from your campus, and it just makes sense. A lot of people from here, I would assume, support Yukon. I would hope that they do, considering most of the people that come here are from Connecticut. But even if they're not, they're from the surrounding areas. So it just made sense to kind of go and just try to build our program a little better. And I get to do it with a very synonymous organization. And quite frankly, it's one that we're just very appreciative to have. Certainly never thought that we would have a sponsor that big. But I guess when people work hard, stuff pays off sometimes.
Now, on the SK Light side of things, somewhat of a mixed bag start to the season, but last week with the 40-lapper, you guys were right up there on the podium. Do you think your driving style, maybe the car setup, is more suited to those double-length features?
I don't know if it's kind of a mixture of everything, I would say. I really don't enjoy SK Light racing, the short 20-lap stuff. You can get caught up in a wreck, there's no pit stops. There's so much stuff that could happen that just takes you out of it. But our track record has been pretty well in the 40 lappers. I don't really know why. So I don't know if it just gives me a little bit of extra time to get to the front. Last week, obviously, I started up front, so that helps. But we finished 5th, 3rd, 2nd, and then last year we had the whole Meg Fuller thing, which was a win, not a win. So we just seem to run well in those 40 lappers. But today I'm trying to do something that we've never done, which is go back-to-back in the 40 lappers, where we could get a podium last week and a podium this week. So we'll just see what happens with that.
Well, based on your previous answer, I'm assuming the Open Mod, even longer of a race, a lot more handling involved. I mean, does that fit you a little bit better? Would you say that this is more conducive to your driving style, if not the SK Lights? I assume so.
This is a lot tougher. This has a lot more horsepower, and I'm just still trying to figure this car out. We haven't had the success that we've kind of wanted, so we've tried to upgrade our motor program and everything else with this thing. So it's not easy. I mean, Ryan Newman is right over here. This is somebody that I'm competing against, and I've driven this car like 3 or 4 times. So, these 80-lap races, you burn the right rear off, which I'm known to do because I think it's an SK Light 20-lapper where you just go balls out for 20 laps. I burn the right rear up, follow the back. It's different. That's a little different.
Oh, good luck out there tonight, Nick.
Thank you. We're going to need it. It's a stacked field.
Nick Anglace trying to pull off the double duty, and it's time to go racing with an extravagant set of features. Kyle Rickey and Ben Dodge are on the call for it all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the big event that everybody's been talking about. Of course, it's better known as the GAF Modified Masters. And of course, the King of the Crates. And you're looking at right now on the racetrack, these are the SK Lights, and they are in for a major presentation tonight. 40 circuits of competition will be the final judgment, 2 qualifying runs of 15. And Kyle, when you go in the pit area, there is a vibe. Besides it being hot today, there is some hot, enthusiastic fans, competitors, everybody's looking to want to be a part of the success here on this special event. Only once a year this event happens, and a field of 41 cars were signed in. We've had a couple of people involved in this race today for the GAF portion of the program that had a problem with engines. We'll tell you more about that. But Kyle, these are the guys that we are looking forward to presenting as well here today.
And girls with the SK Light Modifieds in a 40-lap distance. Their second 40-lapper in less than a week, part of their special program here tonight, the King of the Crate, part of this GAF Modified Masters Night with the Monaco Modified Series. Going to be a great night of racing, and like we have talked about all week, the entry list just continued to swell as the week went on. Ryan Priest back with us. We heard from him a few minutes ago in our pre-race show. Ryan Newman is back here tonight. The Rocket Man driving the Mystic Missile. What a combination here to keep an eye on this evening. So it's going to be fun. Their practice sessions are in the books. They'll have a group qualifying session coming up in a little bit to set the lineups for the pole dash and the heat race, which we'll explain more as we get into tonight's program. And like you mentioned, these SK Light Modifieds also have a couple of preliminary features, kind of twin events, to set the starting lineup for the King of the Crate 40-lapper later on tonight.
They sure do. And of course, there is 30 of the very best, actually 33 of the very best assembled for this evening's presentation. You know, a lot of work went into today's program, and it's all part and presented by the good folks at GAF Roofing for the Modified Masters. This is the 6th race of 2025. It's an 80-lap event. Cautions do not count for the Tour Time Modifieds. Only one tire change will be allowed. The winning purse will exceed $10,000 plus a $500 gift card to Creative Racing Products, a $100 gift card from racechoice.com. Additional awards for from the 82 Services and USNE Power People. Hoosier Tire will be providing the 10th place award of $250 in value, $250 for the spotter of the race, celebrity behind the scenes brilliance, and $250 the move for the race fans vote. And that, of course, is a fan can vote starting July 18th right here for the USNPower.com move of the night. There's some great fan giveaways coming up later in the program. 2 tickets to a Monaco Modified Series, USNE Power of Rent, to be run at Seekonk Speedway on October 25th. Enter a chance to win. You can go to MonacoModifieds.com. USNE Power Fan Appreciation Baskets are also to be presented tonight. Fans attending the race will have a chance as their lucky number will be drawn. You know, tonight's race program is a part of the Monaco Modified Series, a presentation of Tri-Track, and, of course, a special presentation of Better Built Basements. Of course, the official sponsor of the series is the good folks at Monaco Ford, with 2 convenient locations, one in central Connecticut, the other on the shoreline of Niantic. This family-owned business of David, Mike, Chrissy, they're all in attendance here tonight, and they are hands-on people. And if you're looking for a deal on an F-150, Super Duty truck, family-friendly SUVs, you'll find the best inventory and the best prices available. Stop by Monaco Ford, ask for Mike or Chrissy or even David. Half a century of rich history surrounds their dealerships. Monaco Ford is now 103 years old.
I want to jump in for a moment, mention that Nicholas Hovey, fastest in the SK Light practice. No surprise there just a moment ago over Ron Midford, Peter Bennett, Tyler Berry back with us here tonight, and Megan Fuller in the top 5, followed by Chris Matthews, Sophia Papp, Jake Kynes, Amanda West, and Kevin Davis making his Stafford debut in an SK Light for this season, rounding out the top 10. They are gritting up now, getting ready for their prelim action coming up in a few minutes.
They sure are. We also want to mention Nicholas Hovey had the opportunity to run a Tour Type Modified, the car number 55X, and that car had a problem with the engine, unfortunately, and expired on pit road. Another casualty of this afternoon's pre-race pre-race festivities, they rented the track, is Matt Swanson's in the Gary Casella Mullies machine. Had a problem with the engine as well. Coming up, upcoming events here at Stafford, July 18th, the Freedom Factory New England 900. Everybody, a big buzz going on for that.
And that is sold out on Friday night.
And then on Saturday, they're back, but it's a little bit of an extra added twist to all of that. The Burnout Rivals are going to be here for the Freedom Factory on Saturday, July 19th. And Kyle, we've got some great racing action just around the corner as well.
Next July 25th, the Riley Generators Limited Late Model 30. A lot of storylines in the Limiteds this season, including a couple of rookies tie atop the championship standings. We'll talk more about that later. And then the Napa Auto Parts SK 5K on August 1st and a couple of Friday nights from now. So off this Friday due to the Cletus McFarland Freedom Factory New England 900, which is going to be quite a night here. That will include the Van Prix, also monster trucks, I believe I saw in the house or getting ready to be put together here in the pit. So going to be a big night here, along with the Crown Vics, of course, the headlining event this coming Friday night. You'll want to be here, too. And, of course, we've said it's been sold out. But the Saturday program, there are limited tickets still available. So, you know, we talked earlier, Kyle, about what's in store in this evening's program. And coming up very, very shortly, we are going to be sending out the Monaco Modified Series for their, well, they used to call it, and it was simple as this, it was called a scuff session. That is no longer the case. It is called the Monaco Modified Group Qualifying Effort. Now, what makes this group qualifying effort so exceptionally unique is the fact that the procedure after practice, all cars participating in group qualifying, 7 cars on the track at a time, 2 timed green flag laps. Group qualifying then determines their heat race lineup. But wait a minute. It's not as simple as just that, because things have added a brand new twist. It is called the Pole Dash. $700 goes to the winner. It's presented by racechoice.com, powered by Better Built Basements. This unique format for the event, 10 laps. They take the top 6 fastest cars from group qualifying. They advance them to this special event called the Pole Dash. Drivers will draw out of a hat for starting positions. The finishing order will determine the first 6 heads-up starting spots in the GF Roofing Modified Masters feature event. Winner will earn $500 and a $200 amount from Better Built Basements for the Pole Award. Plus, in addition to that, of course, the good folks from Race Choice are providing some additional money there. So that's a little bit of, we'll call it a little extra spice added to the program, Kyle. And we've had the buzz in the pit area, people talking about just that. Who was the fastest guy in the Monaco Modified Series for the GAF Modified Masters today? He was atop the chart from the first practice to the very last. John McKennedy, the current point leader, who leads this series in points. He is out in front with 188 points over Chris Pastriak in second with 28 points behind. Ronnie Williams is third, the number 50. Austin Beers, after a big win last weekend, is the fourth guy in points. 52 points back. He is tied with George Bissett. And then it is Steven Kopsik, along with Matt Swanson, who will not be competing tonight because of engine problems, and Woody Pitkat, rounding out the top 7. Talking about some of the fast drivers in practice earlier today, you mentioned John McKennedy led the way. He did, along with Eric Goodale in the second spot, Tyler Chapman in third, Michael Christopher Jr. in fourth, and how about Mikey Flynn picked up that big SK Modified win just a couple of nights ago here on Friday night.
Confidence
in the
is
top
up.
5. Yeah, and it's all about confidence. And once you get the good mojo on your side, it continues no matter whether it be in the SK Modified or in the Monaco Modified here this evening.
Interestingly enough, another thing that we saw happen, that we saw Ryan Preece along with Ryan Newman, they were in the top 10 in the first 2 or 3 rounds of practice. They continue to fall a little bit further back. That doesn't mean that they're out of the hunt by any stretch of the imagination. It just means everybody's done their homework, and as people were getting faster, they were making continued adjustments. You'll find big things coming out of them as well. So that's those stories and a whole lot more. This has all been a special presentation brought to you in part by the good folks from GF Roofing. And, of course, they are associated with Riverhead Building Supply. And this is King of the Crate. It's more than just a race. It's an event. And, you know, in the sport of sports, there is a jacket to be worn that is synonymous with being, well, the best at what you are. And like the GAF Masters, there is a jacket here too, Kyle.
There is indeed, and it'll be presented to the race winner. In fact, it's next door to us right now. The company here in town, American Woolen Company, putting the jacket together right up the road on Main Street here in Stafford. So a big thanks to those folks, and we'll learn more about that jacket and that company here later in tonight's race program. But a special event means a special trophy. Like you mentioned, well, not only do they have the King of the Crate trophy and the crown,
the official crown,
but you also have the jacket for the
Yes, you
Modified
do.
Masters here later tonight.
And also, we are saluting a bunch of special talent that competes here on Monday nights here at Stafford Speedway. Through the efforts of Vinny Beadle, Mr. Reuter, he contributed to be a part of something very special. And, of course, Peter Rapuccio, also with the good folks at Sign Pro, putting together something special, and we are going to be saluting some of our drivers that compete in the karts in the Wild Thing program on Monday night, where Kyle Rickey is the resident expert and the broadcaster extraordinaire there, and they are going to be a part of the pre-race festivities when it comes to the main event of competition. So hats off to Vinny Beadle and the folks at Mr. Reuter, and of course, our good buddy Pete and Sign Pro for their efforts in putting this all together. Connecticut Racing Series is presented in part by the Better Built Basement Company, transforming your bathrooms, kitchens, sunrooms from unfinished to unbelievable. They're located in Berlin, Connecticut, offering race fans a special discount. Jim Tramner is here with us, and for more information, you can go to the web at betterbuiltbasements.com. So we're just waiting a few more moments for the first of our SK Light drivers to come out onto the racetrack as well. And of course, heat races are sponsored by racechoice.com. 3 10-lap heat races. Each heat race winner receives $300. The company is located in Middletown, Connecticut, second year as a racing sponsorship added player. RaceChoiceConnecticut.com, the website, and the entire Monaco Mods 10 discount code at checkout is available for you. They have parts and accessories from everything from go-karts to modifieds, NASCAR Cup Series, and they are proud supporters of Ryan Preece. So some big news and big stories there. And, of course, the people from Van Horst Construction Company, the Choose Cone, which is in effect for most of these events. Van Horst is a commercial construction and maintenance company in East Hartford, Connecticut. Hartford Jet Center, Hartford Brainerd Airport, first-class facility. Whatever your aviation needs are, Hartford Jet Center Complex has it. And, of course, $500 from Van Horst going to the Hard Charger Award. Creative Racing, as we said before, $500 Creative Racing Products gift card that will be presented by Don and Brett Barker, the father and son team, that provides some of the best in high-tech racing equipment that is used to set up the winning race cars themselves. Souvenir stamp, Alicia and Rich Goss is available with those Monaco Modified series and New England Race Fuels souvenir items on the midway. And, of course, General Landscaping coming to the green from Glastonbury, Connecticut. 40-plus years. Jeff Pell and his son Scott are in attendance, and we welcome them as well. Constantine Paving and Sealing, also a proud part, $250 to the most laps led. They were established in 1979, based out of Glastonbury, Connecticut. So these are some of the many, many awards. The Parts Locker Contest Alert Visit partslocker1.com. And, of course, SignPro, providing the official awards. Peter Rapuccio providing them, very unique, and they are presented to the winner of the event. SignPro is considered one of the industry leaders in all of that. Later, you'll have the chance to check out the drone that'll be flying by, and if you want to see the actual footage of the drone, you may do so. We remind you that it is licensed and piloted. It has an FAA license. It speeds over 100 miles per hour. And if you want to check it out and see the results of the impressive images, we remind you the extended highlights are available at Monaco Modified Series on the YouTube channel. So that's pretty much all of the pre-advanced stuff. It looks like our safety services crews are coming out from behind the wall, and Kyle, it won't be very long before we get things fired up. Unique part about this one, Kyle, 15 laps, 8 cars to be among the preferred handicap. That's a little more than usual that we see on a regular Friday night program.
Yeah, because the fields are expanded in these 2 qualifying events, these preliminary events as they're titled here this evening. 17 cars in race number 1, 16 cars in race number 2 to set the starting lineup for the King of the Crate 40-lap SK Light Modified feature. So a lot of SK Lights on hand here this evening. A lot of new names to the division that are joining us here for the first time tonight, and some familiar faces going to be starting mid-pack in these events. The way they're lined up, including the championship point leader, Nicholas Hovey, will have to come from, it looks like, row number 6 when we go under the green flag here in just a matter of a couple of moments in prelim number 1. So going to be a great night, and glad the weather has cooperated. A bit warm earlier in the day, but hopefully the temperatures go down as the sun sets here on what has turned out to be a picture-perfect night to go racing, and what is looking like it's going to be a great weekend here at the racetrack on Friday and Saturday as well for the Cletus McFarland shows. And we had a good night last Friday night for our oval track program. Unfortunately, the Wild Thing kart program on Monday night rained out. They worked for hours to get the track dry from an afternoon rainstorm, and just as they were getting ready to roll the first heat race, it started to rain again, and unfortunately lost the entire race program. So tough night, but we'll come back for week number 9 this coming Monday night for Wild Thing Karts. And like you mentioned, we'll honor and recognize some of those youngsters that'll be on the racetrack here later tonight, paired up with our Monaco Modified drivers here this evening. Ben and I often talk. We think that most of, or at least 50% of the pits here on Friday night, the drivers have come from Wild Thing Karts. So it's amazing to see the talent pool that division and that series has developed over the last couple of decades. Pace car is in position, ready to go, just getting the final few SK Light Modified competitors in line in this opening preliminary race. That'll set some of the starting lineup, half of the starting lineup for the King of the Crate 40 here later this evening. In between the 2 preliminary races, the timed qualifying for the Monaco Modified Tri-Track Series, or Monaco Modified Series, will take place. Kind of break up the SK Light action, and then we'll roll right into heat races and the pole dash. So going to be a fun night, an exciting night. Over close to 80 modifieds, over 80 modifieds in the pit area here for these 2 events this evening.
And as we said, a lot going on behind the scenes. And you're right, Kyle. We have the biggest field assembled in the paddock area when it comes down to tour-type open modifieds and, of course, Stafford's own, the SK Lights. And we've seen so much incredible talent coming up from the division. And we're just looking down. There was 37 cars for the Monaco Modified Tri-Track program that took time. John McKennedy is at the top of the charts, as Kyle had mentioned. Eric Goodale was second fastest. Tyler Chapman, this is only his second outing behind the wheel of the Les Hinckley race car. Michael Christopher, no surprises, up front, is 4th fastest. And Mikey Flynn, great job to round out the top 5. Stephen Kopsick was 6th fastest. Ronnie Silk was 7th. Marcello Rafano was 8th. In Doug Dunleavy's car, Jake Johnson was 9th, and Matt Hirschman would round out the top 10. So that's the way they stood through 1 through 10. Then it was Joey Cipriano, 11th, fastest in practice. Chase Dowling was 12th. Woody Pitcat was 13th. Austin Beers was 14th. And Ronnie Williams rounded out the top 15. So that's just kind of a look at the top 15. And as we said before, we're going to be sending out those cars in a effort after we do our qualifying events for our SK Light program, that we will be sending out our Monaco Modified Tri-Track Series Group qualifiers, and they will be rumbling onto the speedway at that point.
The ice cream coming up the stairs right now looks pretty good.
It looks very good, but I have to watch my weight, you know that.
Yeah, well.
Kyle. So
a lot of folks down on the midway enjoying the ice cream. It's an ice cream kind of night. A lot of folks at the double hooked as well.
And plenty of great food available down there. You can smell the delicious peppers, sausage, and, of course, onion sandwiches, all your favorite foods, as well as a double hook. Souvenirs from Stafford Speedway is also available next to the double hook. The Sign Pro commercial truck is there as well, so you can head on over there and take a look at that at your leisure as well. And again, we welcome each and every one of you to tonight's race program as work continues backstage in preparation. So we'll get our first of our qualifying races for the SK Lights will be soon coming out on the racetrack as well.
Been an exciting year for the SK Light Modifieds. We talked to Amanda West in our pre-race just a couple of minutes ago. Second in points. Things really tightened up a week ago when Nicholas Hovey, who had dominated much of the season going in the last Friday night, was involved in an incident on the back straightaway. Just 10 points between Hovey and West coming into this evening. Megan Fuller, third in points, has also been a quietly consistent front runner this year. In third, just 22 points back. Nick Anglace, who we heard from a bit ago, fourth, and Dean Lambros to round out the top 5, all separated by 58 points. No one wants to talk about points. They all say it's too early in the season, but I had to remind some folks earlier today, we are midway through July. So the summer just zipping right along, as is usually the case. Once we get into that summer stretch, the season clips off at a pretty good clip. So that's where we are heading into race number 8 of their campaign here this evening. Last week it was Chris Matthews picking up the win, his 24th career victory. He is the winningest driver in that division since it began back a couple of decades ago for the SK Light Modifieds in 2006. Is when that debuted. And in fact, Chris Matthews, one of the first ever winners in that division. And 2 decades later, still going strong and will be a factor, no doubt, here tonight.
You know, we talked also about how important that the Monday night kart program is here at the Speedway. The Wild Thing Karts program has been the proving ground as we see so much talent, and we're going to be taking a look at some of that talent here this evening. But they come from Monday nights. They don't just invade our Friday night program. They come prepared, they race hard, they are successful, and they perform to perfection. Coming out now on the racetrack is our first of the 2 qualifying events, and here is Kyle Rickey with the starting line.
Car number 55 scheduled to start on the pole in this first preliminary event for the SK Light Modifieds from Somers, Connecticut, the Arcari Motor Sales sponsored car for Paula Carey.
Outside row number 1, driving the Body Works Unlimited car from Springfield, Massachusetts, it is car number 99, Dylan Houghton.
Third starter scheduled to be the 64 from Manchester, Connecticut, Scott's Enterprises entry for Jason Finkbein.
Fourth starting spot, Constantine Paving and Sealing, number 76 from Ellington, Connecticut, Ron Midford Jr.
Fifth starter, it's the 08 from Goshen, Connecticut, the AZ Roofing entry for Sophia Papp.
Then it's car number 50, starting in the 6th spot. That, of course, the Peter Bennett racing car. GRE 6 is the sponsors from Windsor, Connecticut, Peter Bennett.
Scheduled to start 7th, car number 1 from right here in Stafford Springs, the Wicked Power Sports car for Bob Charland.
8th starting spot, SAB Tree Experts, brings us the Norwich, Connecticut driver. Car number 51 for Matt Brewer.
Car number 21 is set to go next from Wolcott, Connecticut, coming off a podium finish last Friday night. The Sammy Anderson racing car for Sammy Anderson.
Rounding out the top 10, McKinney Construction Construction brings us the Rory West number 15 car. From Colchester, Connecticut, Amanda West.
11 starter car number 32 from Milford, Connecticut, the Dell's vinyl siding entry for Robert Bloxham III.
In the 12th starting spot, it'll be the Busy Bees Learning Center. This is the hottest driver in this division. Driving car number 16 from Nicholas Hovey out of Chaplin, Connecticut.
13 starter car number 3 from Ellington, Connecticut, the Talking Trash Connecticut dumpster rentals car for Jason Chapman.
Then we go to the John Guy Poulin Racing, number 88 from Coventry, Connecticut, Frank Latois Jr.
Car number 36 goes next, making his debut here tonight at the track from Swansea, New Hampshire, the Gary's Power Equipment car for Eddie Garmarlo.
And making up the 16th starting spot, the Monaco Ford, here by Emma Monahan, number 03. From Quaker Hill, Connecticut, would you welcome Emma Monahan?
And rounding out the field, it's the 0, also making his debut here tonight at the Speedway. That is Kevin Davis.
Well, here's the story in this one. 15 laps to make the transfer to be among the handicap. You must be among the 8 qualified positions. Top 8 is what we're looking for the most. They come off turn number 4, Bill Long. On the starter's stand, Mike Helberg is the man behind him. Helberg is the starter, the official starter for the Monaco Modified Series, as well as we are set to get things kicked off. Deep off turn number 2, heading down the back straightaway. Lights are off. The safety vehicle provided by Whelan Engineering. First name in light, sirens, and safety services used throughout the world. Here they come, Kyle, deep into turn number 3. This is the first of 2 qualifying events. Before we go on, an attempt to qualify for the GAF Modified Masters.
Paul Arcari brings the field off of turn number 4, looking for the green flag this time by. There it is with rookie driver Dylan Houghton to his outside as they go to turn 1 for the first time. A lot of big guns mid-pack. Sammy Anderson along with Amanda West and Nicholas Hovey all going to try to work their way up through the field as they hit turn 3 for the first time.
There's no question about it. They are side by side. One car at the point. It is Paul Arcari. Battle is for second. Dylan Houghton is there. Jason Finkbein picked up some new sponsorship for today's event. Finkbein runs strong in the inside. Houghton is on the outside, but right there behind him, all of a sudden, here comes the 32 car. Correction, with that, we've got another factor that's working its way in as they work off the turn.
Bloxham in mid-pack right now in the 32 as they cross the stripe, trying to get to the inside of Matt Brewer as Jason Finkbein that goes to the inside of Dylan Houghton for the second spot. Finkbein reeling in Arcari for the race lead in turn number 3. We may have a challenge for the top spot and a good run for Sophia Papp early in this event. The 08 right now just outside of the top 5 and putting pressure on Peter Bennett for that position.
All of a sudden, Houghton dipped to the inside, thought twice of it. Peter Bennett slips up the racetrack. The orange car.
Oh, Finkbein out of shape, back straight away for second.
Finkbein goes spinning, goes around, tries to get it fired back up, but it looks like the caution flag is going to come out. Car number 64, Peter Finkbein, picked up some sponsorship from Scott's Enterprises as he gets it fired back up. But so far, Paul Arcari, a gentleman who is a used car dealer for high-end cars in Tallinn, Connecticut. Very unique car if you have a chance to see the paint scheme on that race car up close. It's kind of very, very special. Dylan Houghton, graduate from Monday Night Karts. His dad, former front runner and a champion that tracks in the Massachusetts and New Hampshire marketplace. Ron Midford turning some heads. He hasn't had much luck at all, Kyle, but he's in the top 4 in this one, and he's already starting to move forward.
So they'll re-rack the field here off of turn number 4. Another couple of laps before we go back under the green flag. 3 of 15 complete in this first preliminary event for the SK Light Modifieds. We talked about some new names and new faces in the field here tonight. Kevin Davis toward the rear of the field making his debut. Also Eddie Garmarlo in this event in car number 36. And Emma Monahan making her Stafford debut here this evening.
Interestingly enough, Emma said this is something she always wanted to do, run an open wheel modified, come to Stafford Speedway and try her skills at it. She has proven herself competing in the truck series and has been exceptionally successful competing in full body late model competition. Comes from a great racing family, so she's just trying to get used to things in preparation for becoming a regular in events or just around the corner for the up-and-coming year as well.
Dad Diego in the house here tonight as the field is told to cross over. And we'll go green here in just less than a lap from now. Paul Arcari and Dylan Houghton, 1 and 2. And you mentioned Ron Midford having a good run early on. Will restart in third to the inside of that second row in car 76.
So let's see what's going to happen. About ready to get them fired up. Here they come. Dylan Houghton on the outside. Paul Arcari got off to a tough start this season. Feeling confident tonight when he entered the paddock. And Paul Arcari quickly moves to the
Sammy
front.
Anderson out of shape, saves the car, but will lose a couple of spots to the exit of turn number 2.
Crucial positions. Remember, she needs to be up in those top 8 spots. Back up front. Dylan Houghton leads them off the turn. Here comes Peter Bennett. Now Bob Charland, the Wicked Power Sports machine. Red car to the outside of the Paul Arcari car. They head down the back straightaway. 4 cars under a blanket. Kyle, and the guy who emerges out the other side is Bob Charland.
Bob Charland, that red and black numeral number 1, up to position number 3. Sophia Papp is up to the 4th spot, goes to the inside of Charland for third down in turn number 2 as the top 2 are able to get away, led by rookie campaigner Dylan Houghton in car number 99. Peter Bennett in the 2nd spot, then that ongoing battle for third. Here's Sophia Papp to the inside of the 1. They are 3 wide further back with Sammy Anderson in the middle, Amanda West, and it looked like Matt Brewer to her inside and out as they thread the needle up the backstretch. Nicholas Hovey in that mix as well.
Keep your eyes on that spot. We'll remember, 8 cars of these will be among the handicap. Look up front, 5 cars are in a group. Then there is literally a swarm of cars, and it is Paul Arcari trying to hold off the opposition there. Meanwhile, Nicholas Hovey is right there. He's on the outside. Here comes Sammy Anderson. Amanda West is there, all in pursuit to get to the front of the class.
That's 1st and 2nd in points right now, racing right around the bubble. Amanda West in the 15, 2nd in the standings. Nicholas Hovey, the point leader in car number 16. Amanda West is in, but Nicholas Hovey struggling right now outside of the top 8. Currently, Paul Arcari make that Kevin Davis in the 8th position, as Amanda West will look to the inside of Sammy Anderson for position 6.
Kevin Davis has come from the back of the pack. He has threaded the needle up to get to the top 8. Nicholas Hovey, 9th. 9th is not good enough. He's got to move in to be among those top 8 cars. Here they come off turn number 4, Sammy Anderson and Amanda West, side by side in a bid to the bottom of turn number 1. Amanda West.
No trouble,
is there.
a couple of cars around over in turn number 3. Matt Brewer being one of them in car number 51. Paul Arcari in the 55. Both will pull away and rejoin at the tail end of the field, but that will bunch everybody up with still 5 laps to go. Been a barn burner so far,
Sure has.
especially racing for that 8th position. Some of the drivers most consistent in this class this year toward the front of the field. The 16 of Nicholas Hovey, championship point leader, and the number 15 of Amanda West, 2nd in points, racing for that 8th position for much of this event.
And Kevin Davis, who started this event in a scratch spot, he's a new name here in this division, but he's not going to be for long with a run like that, as he is currently shown among the top 8 cars, but we've still got a ways to go. 5 circuits remaining in the competition here as well. And you're right, Nicholas Hovey has been strong, but last week they got involved in a jingle halfway through the event. They struggled a bit, were forced to drop out of the race. We couldn't say when the last time we saw that car do it. There is the black consultation flag.
I think it's for Kevin Davis, and I think it's because he was leaking fuel. I saw some fuel coming from the back of that car over in turn 2 a few laps ago. So that may be the reason. I think it is for the consultation flag for the 0 of Kevin Davis. Tough break. He was running well, came from the back, and was going to restart in the 8th position. But unfortunately, that will not be the case. That'll move Nicholas Hovey into the 8th spot. As we're set to go green, 5 laps to run.
Here we come off turn number 4. Dylan Houghton steps on the throttle. Green, green, green. They are racing to the bottom of turn number 1. 2 orange cars at the point. Peter Bennett, who's been a consistent runner. Dylan Houghton has tried to be very smart and learn his craft well. Tonight, it's showing at the front of the field. Inside, Sophia Papp. What a race driver this young lady is becoming already as she moves car number 08 to the inside, takes over second, Kyle, but will it stick?
In her first full season here at the Speedway, the 08 making some moves toward the front with Peter Bennett to her right elbow in turn number 3. Dylan Houghton in his first full season here at the track is the race leader. As we're down to it, just a few laps to go. Bob Charland way out of shape off of turn number 4. Saves the car, but opens the door for Amanda West, among others, to get to his inside as they really jack up off of turn number 2. Couple of cars out of shape. Nicholas Hovey had to check up. Here's Mitford, has a challenge from Amanda West to his inside.
Amanda West is coming forward. She'll move to the inside of Mitford. Battle for the 4th position. Give the spot to car number 15. Amanda West moves into 4th. That will bump Mitford back to 5. Charland was struggling there for a while. Here comes Sammy Anderson. Nicholas Hovey could not get a break at all, and he's being pressured heavily by the number 88 of Frank Latois. Final circuit down the back straightaway. What's it going to be? Only 8 have bragging rights to be among the preferred starters.
Nicholas Hovey in that 8th and final handicap spot as they come off of turn 4. Checkered flag is out. Dylan Houghton picks up the race win over Peter Bennett, Sophia Papp, Amanda West, and Ron Mitford. Then it was Bob Charland, Sammy Anderson, and Nicholas Hovey in that final transfer spot for the handicap in position number 8.
Just out of the handicap, the 88 of Frank Latois. Jason Finkbein came back for 10th. Eddie Gamarlo will finish in 11th. Jason Chapman to finish in 12th. Then it's Robert Bloxham in 13th. Paula Curry 14th. Emma Monahan 15th. Kevin Davis in the 16th spot. And Matt Brewer to round out the top 17.
So we'll go down trackside and hear from our race winner in just a moment, unless he heads back to the pit. They're going to try to motion him to come out onto the racetrack, and he does not for Dylan Houghton. He also races in Senior Outlaws here on Monday night. This is his rookie season in the SK Light Modifieds. So we'll see if it looks like they're going to back him up and point him back down the front straightaway for the driver of car number 99. A sharp-looking car, as are his karts here on Monday night.
Absolutely is. And as he said before, his dad told me a couple of weeks back, he said, I want my son to have the respect of his fellow competitors. I don't want him just to go out there and be aggressive from the word go. I'm trying to keep him as calm as possible, but when he feels he is comfortable enough to win, he will go to the front of the field. They're now sending the cars over, checking ride heights, and you're looking at car number 99, that beautiful neon orange number 99. All the Houghton prepared race cars always had beautiful paint schemes and color combination. Amanda West really doing good. Sophia Papp also doing exceptionally well. That young lady's got a very bright career ahead of her as well.
Yeah, so, Sophia Papp, just to touch on her in her first season here at the racetrack, just 15 years old from Goshen, Connecticut. Making her Stafford debut this season in her, what would be her 7th start here at the track here tonight. Came from dirt racing, raced in micro sprints, in fact, this past year at the Tulsa Shootout in Oklahoma, an event that is spotlighted on FloRacing over the Christmas and New Year's holiday for those competitors. Hundreds of them from around the country. Sophia, part of that mix, running well here tonight and is in good position for the 40-lap feature later on here tonight as Dylan Houghton heads back to the front stretch. A driver also in his rookie season, coming off of a good championship run a year ago, coming up just short in the Senior Outlaws, but gave it a good effort, and is also running on Monday nights this season. And picks up a win here in the first qualifying preliminary event for the SK Lights.
Well, apparently he's still
he's new to this.
Yes, he is. So they're going to give him the opportunity to come on over and be a part of it. For those of you that are watching at home or those of you in the grandstand, tonight is a special night. The GAF Roofing Modified Masters, a special jacket will be presented to the overall winner with the crown and all the accolades and honors. $10,000 will be presented, a $500 gift card from Creative Racing Products, $100 racechoice.com gift card as well. In addition to that, of course, 82 Services and USNE Power are providing additional awards. With Hoosier Tire, 10th place award, $250 value, $250 spotter of the race celebrating, and of course, $250 move of the race as chosen by the race fans. And you can vote by just going to usnepower.com.
You can see that car from the plane flying to Charlotte above us right now at 37,000 feet. Maybe you'd be tough through the clouds, but if the clouds weren't there, you would see it. It is a sharp-looking race car. Dylan Houghton set the climb out. Dave Barabalt is down there, and we'll chat with our first prelim winner of the night and then get into some group qualifying action for the Monaco Modifieds before prelim race number 2 for the SK Lights. Let's go down trackside and hear from our first winner of the night, Dylan Houghton.
And Dylan Houghton captures our first preliminary race tonight. And Dylan, let's quickly go through. You were able to hold off one of the veterans in the SK Lights, Peter Bennett. How were you able to do it?
Just put my foot to the floor and pray to God.
Well, that's a simple answer. But, I mean, your first year really in the division. How tough is it to win in this division? And how big is it tonight?
I can cry right now. I grew up my whole life wanting to do these cars and race them and be out here right now. So I couldn't believe it, taking the checkered flag, that I won this. I couldn't believe it.
Who are the people who help out on the 99?
I want to thank BHP, Noons, Talco CNC Solutions, Safco Foam, Pioneer Valley Indoor Karting, Snap-on, and most importantly, I got to thank Billy Anderson. He does so much. I want to be out here most of the time. It wasn't for Billy Anderson and Sammy, so thank you. But the biggest person I got to thank is my dad. I can't tell you the amount of times this guy's put in so much work for me just to suck sometimes, and I just want to make him really proud tonight, and hopefully I just did that.
Well, Dylan Houghton certainly did that as he captures our first preliminary win tonight in the SK Lights.
And we'll be in good position for the feature event later tonight, the King of the Crate for the SK Light Modifieds in their 40-lap main event.
Sure is, and of course we've got another qualifying round just behind the curtain there. Coming out onto the racetrack is Dylan. Very presentable young man, heads back to the paddock area, and we'll get to the starting lineup in just a moment. But we've just been told a little bit of a change and adjustment, and that, of course, is due to the scuff session. And as we said before, only 2 divisions in our paddock area as well. And looking at the scuff session, here's what the story is going to be. With that, the group qualifying procedure, after qualifying and after practice, all cars that participate in the group qualifying, 7 cars on the track at one time, 2 timed green flag laps. Group qualifying determines the heat race lineup, okay?
And the pole dash lineup,
yes,
which is new to the program
yes,
here tonight.
Yes, it is, and that is a completely different situation than we're used to having, as we will take a look at that as well. And, of course, as we said before, there's a lot of different changes going on. Our heat races tonight will be sponsored by the good folks at racechoice.com, as they will be a part of it. Still work preparing and getting the cars ready from behind the scenes, as we said before. And, of course, it's a lot going on to get everybody in their correct orders and get them ready to come out here, as we're about ready to send them out in just a moment or so.
So group qualifying coming up next, and then race number 2 for the SK Light Modifieds, and then heat race action. So a lot of racing as we prepare for those 2 main events here later this evening, part of the GAF Roofing Modified Masters.
Sure is, and as we said before, now's the time to take a quick rundown at our concession stands. Get yourself something good to eat or drink for tonight's presentation. And here they come, coming on to the racetrack as we speak. are groups of cars attempting to come out. Group qualifying times will be determined, and of course then we'll go to that story that we were telling about with the competitors themselves in being a part of that special event that is also coming up in just a few moments.
Andy J. first on the racetrack. Andy Jankowiak, car number 73, will be one of the first cars to get to speed in this timed qualifying run. Also, Tony Hanbury out on the speedway in the 11X, Nick Anglace in the 10.
And in addition to that will be John Michael Chenette with car number 8, North Carolina. That car is also scheduled to come out on the racetrack as well. The story on this one, they come out. The last two circuits are the ones that count the most. And as we're looking at it right now, top of the charts, Tony Jankowiak setting atop the spot. These times are not showing as we speak, but all of a sudden, the last two will kick off and we will have them. White flag comes out, and it looks like we've got less than a half a mile. It's all going to be history. And Nick Anglace has moved to the top of the charts. Nick Anglace, car number 10. Checkered flag comes out.
Tonawanda, New York native in the second spot. That is Andy Jankowiak.
Tony Hanbury. The number 11X is third, and John Michael Chenette. Fastest time to beat is 19.002. That is Nick Anglace. Then it is Tony Jankowiak's car number 73, Andy Jankowiak, will be our second place car so far. John Michael Chenette will be third, and Tony Hanbury will round out the top three.
So a smaller first group just because of the way they do the groupings here. And this is the from the practice session. So some of the cars toward the back of that practice session. We mentioned Matt Swanson not able to make the start. He was supposed to be in that first group as well in car number 25, but they had some engine issues in practice earlier today. Also didn't see Walt Sutcliffe out there as well, as the next group comes out onto the racetrack led by John Pulio in car number 7.
And it appears that following Pulio, off the turn as our second group of cars come out.
It's Dana DiMatteo.
Yes, is next out there coming off the turn. Car number 20 will be, of course, the number 20 car. That's the Zarnecki machine. That's Max Zackham. Car number 77 also is out in this group. And that is the 77 of one of two 77s. This is not the Will Lambros cars. This is the Gallo car.
Green flag is up. We are underway here in the second group of group qualifying. Nick Anglace with the time to beat, 19.002 seconds. As the cars come to speed.
So,
John Pulio will be the first to set a lap.
John Pulio driving, of course, the Mr. Reuter machine. Vinny Beetle sponsoring our kart incentive program in tonight's program. These first few laps, they don't change things very much at all, but it is the final two that is the one that counts the most. 10 cars have been under the gun. Remember, they want to be in the top 6 to be in that additional incentive. Car 31, New Jersey, moves to the top of the charts, Kyle.
It's Kyle Sisko with fastest time so far from Toms River, New Jersey, the U.S. Coin Trust car.
And Nick Anglace still setting in second, still a couple of more turns left. Tyler Hines has moved in. Matt Gallo moves to the top of the charts, 18.965. Kyle Sisko will be second fastest, car 31, New Jersey. Then Nick Anglace, third fastest, 19.002. Noah Corner is fourth fastest, car 31, 19.019. And Tyler Hines rounds out the top 5, 19.027.
So Matt Gallo, one of the late entries for this division here this week, one of the number of entries that came in the last couple of days, currently leads the session as we go to Bonza.
Kyle, Matt Gallo is someone that you should always keep an eye on. He's always overlooked, it seems like, because we've seen Gallo have top 10 speed several times in open 80s. A lot of the times, though, he doesn't get the result he feels like he deserves. The last time we saw that 77 on the track at Stafford, he was involved in a wreck in open practice, so he never even got a chance to get the car ready for the Spring Sizzler. He's back today, fast early on. I would keep an eye on that 77. He has won here at Stafford before, and he's looking for more tonight.
Well, speaking of the number 77 out of Northport, New York, driving the William Dean Platinum car, it is Will Lambros. Lambros is on the track, car number 21. This is the 21 car of Jacob Perry from Kannapolis, North Carolina, the Maurice Enterprises car. The 76 is the Bowles race car. Sitting behind the wheel of that car, it's referred to as the 76B out of Ellington, Connecticut, Bowles Motors, and it is Stephen Chapman.
04 on the racetrack from Monroe, Connecticut, the Pettit Racing Engines Bob Horn racing car for Dylan Izzo as this group comes up to speed.
And that is Teddy Hodgson's machine, car number 55, Connecticut. So, guy to beat at the top of the board is Matt Gallo. Yes. Looking to move up the charts. So far, we have 16 cars on the speedway now. To this point,
watching on your screen, the 77 of Will Lambros race up the back straightaway.
Lambros doing well. There is the number 04 car. That is Dylan Izzo out of Monroe, Connecticut, the Pettit Racing Engines car. White flag is out. Max Zackham just moved to the top of the board. Will it stick? Dylan Izzo moves into second, car number 04. Stephen Chapman bumps him in the Bowles car. Setting in second, Zackham is the leader. Teddy Hodgson moves into the third spot. Final few turns. The fastest cars in the group will be the final group of cars. And it looks like this car. Teddy Hodgson moves to the top of the charts, 18.773. Max Zackham is second fastest. Stephen Chapman is third. Dylan Izzo is fourth. Jacob Perry is fifth. And then Will Lambros rounds out the top six. We are 16 cars that have been out for this one. Bonza?
Ben, you mentioned Stephen Chapman. This is his first start in a Tour Type Modified, and he was a little bit unsure on how things would go today. His main goal is just to make the feature. With over 30 cars, a lot of good drivers, it's much easier said than done. Chapman said he did enjoy the extra power. He's just trying to get accustomed to the car, the difference between that and an SK Modified.
Running for Tom Bowles here tonight. That Bowles Motors car currently in the top three. Third right now for Stephen Chapman. As look who's at the start-finish line, Ben. Welcome back, Ryan Preece.
Sure is. He's going to be a guy to watch. He was very quick in the test session today. In addition to that, of course, car number 10, and that, of course, is the 10 machine for Keith Rocco in the Avery Construction car. Car number 50 is Ronnie Williams, who runs up front in the point standings. That's the Adam Scavora prepared car, the Empower Financial Group machine. And then another big name is car number 4, the legendary V4. Tim Conley owns the car. USNE Power First General Ryan Newman is out there.
Green flag is up. Ryan Preece the first to take it in this group. Chris Pastriak out on the racetrack, car number 5. From Moose of Connecticut, the Dolly's Collision and Custom and the Williams Sunoco Fuel sponsored car. As we watch Preece race into turn number 3. And will be the first car in this group to set a time. David Arute also on the speedway from right here in Stafford Springs, the Monaco Ford
car. And then car number 76, Brett Meservey out of Brewster. Mass also has had some great runs this season. Teddy Hodgson still the time to beat until the final 2 circuits. There's the white flag from Mike Helberg. Let's see what's happened as they come down for this one.
Ryan Preece up to third.
Teddy Hodgson still holding on to the top spot. Ronnie Williams moves into the top 5. There is the checker.
Preece.
And Ryan Preece moves to the top of the chart. 18.703. Can anybody bump him in this group? Keith Rocco moves in to the 3rd position. Priest is still atop the board. Ryan Priest, a time of 18.703, car number 40. Ronnie Williams, 2nd fastest, 18.741. Teddy Hodgson, 3rd fastest. Keith Rocco is 4th. Max Zackham is 5th. Chris Pastriak is 6th. Ryan Newman is 7th. David Arute is 8th. Stephen Chapman is 9th. And Dylan Izzo now rounds out the top 10.
Ryan Newman just missing the all-important top 6 right now in the Mystic Missile number 4 for the Rocket Man. We'll keep an eye on that duo here later tonight as we go back to Bonza.
Ronnie Williams, 2nd fastest so far in this group qualifying session. Earlier today, he had a mechanical issue and had to get a new rear end put in that car, which held them back for a bit. It clearly has not held back the speed, though, pretty fast early on, and Williams felt good about the car. He's a former SK Modified champion, multi-time Open Modified winner at Stafford, so never count out Adam Scavera and that 50 team for finding a way in spite of the trouble.
Two-time SK Modified champion here at the Speedway.
Here we come, next group of cars rumbling onto the racetrack. 23 cars have already been under the gun. Car number 15 is a car that has been a big winner in this division. That's the Linz Propane Plus car from Rehoboth, Massachusetts for Jake Johnson. The number 8 car, of course, a very familiar sight here at the Speedway. Woody Pitcat in the Gunsmoke Stables machine from Bellingham, Massachusetts. That's the Mike Holmes car, prepared by the McDermott family. Car number 48 is up next, and that is Marcello Rafano, the Wheelers Automotive machine. And that, of course, is another car. Doug Dunleavy is the backer of that car as well. And car number 60 is a man that needs no introduction to this series. Multiple-time champion, the Bar Harbor Bank and Trust car for Matt Hirschman.
Of course, the 44 also on the racetrack from Bethlehem, Connecticut, the Harshar Paving and SNS Paving car for Chase Dowling.
So there you have it. As each group comes out, these are the faster cars in the group.
179 of Austin Beers out there as we keep an eye on Woody Pitcat. We'll cross the line to complete a fast lap here.
Final 2 circuits, nothing's changing as we speak. Priest is still atop the board. There is the white flag. Jake Johnson bumps Ryan Priest. Jake Johnson moves to the top of the charts, 18.690.
Ronnie Williams, Teddy Hodgson, Keith Rocco, Max Zackham in the all-important top 6 positions right now.
Meanwhile, Keith Rocco moves in to the 6th position.
Move Matt Hirschman up to 4th in car number 60. Marcello Rafano up to 3rd in car 48.
And last time by, Matt Hirschman moves into 2nd with the Bar Harbor Bank machine. So Jake Johnson is setting in the number 1 spot, 18.690. Matt Hirschman, 2nd fastest, 18.694. Ryan Priest moves back to 3rd with the 40, 18.703. Marcello Rafano is 4th with the 48. Good run, 18.734. Ronnie Williams is 5th, 18.741. And the very important 6th is Austin Beers, car 179. Bonza?
Ben, it's not really a surprise how fast the 15 of Jake Johnson is. Mind you, he didn't have a good result at the Spring Sizzler in the beginning of the season, but he led a lot of laps leading up to his spin. He had the fastest car arguably in that race, and he had no complaints about the car in practice, just dealing with the slick conditions. But everybody is dealing with the greasy conditions right now with how hot it is outside. It won't be any hotter now. The sun is setting. It's going to get cooler. But I don't think you can cool off Jake Johnson. He's really fast tonight.
I think you're right, Bonza. And, of course, coming up next, I believe, is our final group because we are looking at on the Speedway car number 58. And that is a car that's very familiar to the running the big events here at the Speedway. And that, of course, is car number 38, of course, and that is Eric Goodale. Goodale, who is... been very, very strong at this racetrack on many an occasion. Car number 1, Stephen Kopsick out of Newtown, the Newtown Pools machine. And then we've got the point leader, the fastest car in the house in practice today, car number 79, and that, of course, is John McKennedy in the Christopher's Towing Company car. Other cars include the 16, of course, Goodale, the 58 machine, the 00 of Michael Christopher in the Jimmy Page sponsored car.
06 out on the racetrack for Tyler Chapman. As this group continues to come up to speed, no one has cracked the top 6 yet from this final group, but I expect that will change here in just a matter of a couple of moments as we watch John McKennedy come off of turn 4 and cross the line in the 79.
Here's the white flag just being given now. This is when it starts to change rather rapidly. Jake Johnson still setting atop the board. No move changes in the top 6.
There we go.
Steven Kopsick moves to the top of the class, 18.626. He bumps Jake Johnson.
Mikey Flynn now in the top 6 in car number 24. Eric Goodale up to the 2nd spot in the 58.
No surprises for Goodale to be there. John McKennedy moves now into 2nd. Eric Goodale drops back to the 3rd position. So Steven Kopsick is the man, 18.626. 2nd, car 79, John McKennedy, 18.646. 3rd position, the 58, Eric Goodale, 18.653. 4th position, the 15 of Jake Johnson, 18.690. 5th position, the 60, Matt Hirschman, 18.694. And rounding out the crucial top 6th, Ryan Preece, car 40, 18.703. Just out of the top 6, what have we got?
They include Mikey Flynn, Marcello Rafrano, Ronnie Williams, and Ron Silk in the top 10 among the 37 that took time as we go back to Bonta.
We talked about the tight competition in the Monaco Modifieds, Ben and Kyle. The gap between a spot in the pole dash and 7th, 2 thousandths of a second. Just a matter of an inch or two between Ryan Preece and Mikey Flynn. And we cannot understate how important track position can be. When you're up front, you're not racing as hard, you don't use your tires as much compared to those in traffic. Even when you pit later on, you got to get through traffic, you might eat your tires up and have nothing for the end. So starting up front is paramount with how tough this field is.
And you know if you're Ryan Preece, you're going to start in the top 6.
Yes,
Mikey Flynn
important.
isn't assured that 7th spot because he has to go through the heat races here coming up in a little bit. So more on those lineups here in just a few minutes as the Monaco Modifieds head back to the pit. We'll get set for prelim number 2 for the SK Lights.
We sure will. And of course, the racechoice.com pole dash powered by Better Built Basement, $700, unique format, 10 laps, top 6 fastest group qualifying. They will be in this event. The winner will earn $500, $200 from Better Built Basement Pole Award. Kyle?
For those that have been tuning in on a live stream on Facebook and YouTube, thanks for getting a little bit of a live look and a sneak peek at all the happenings here tonight at the Stafford Speedway. The rest of tonight's race program can exclusively be seen on FloRacing.
So a lot going on, as we said before, and